DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs, is bringing you an offer that'll help make the playoffs electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. The Cowboys are 7-point favorites against the Packers this weekend, and I'm excited to see how they manage to mess it up.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Jenkins. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Jenkins. The crown is yours. Welcome to Jenkins and Jonez on the Volume Podcast Network. It is Saturday, January 13th, and we're very excited to have family on. It's a family episode. The Gridiron Gals are back. Rita and Chelsea, our two favorite people on the internet. Ladies, thanks for hopping on with us to break down the NFL playoffs. We appreciate you.
Thank y'all for having us. We always enjoy coming back on the Cousins podcast. So we're excited to talk to you guys.
Yep.
Everyone tells us they're excited to talk to us, but you're the only two people that have ever shown up to the Zoom wearing Jenkins and Jonez merchandise. So
that's because we love y'all for real. See, they don't love y'all like we do.
For real. This should go back to goddamn 2009, 2010 with us. Hey, okay. You know what I'm saying? We've been in the trenches.
In the trenches together. Yeah. They don't understand. So y'all is our favorite internet cousins. We love y'all. Likewise. So we can support the podcast.
You already know the love is mutual.
We appreciate y'all. And everyone, make sure you're following the Gridiron Gals on Twitter. Make sure you're subscribed to the Gridiron Gals podcast. Two of the funniest people out there talking football. It's like what Jenkins and Jonez is for basketball, you guys are for football. So I always recommend you to everybody. And you've yet to have anyone come back to me and be like, what the fuck were you talking about, Mike? So,
My mom listened to y'all. She said 5 stars.
Mama. Yeah.
She fucked with y'all. She was like, wow, they are great. She love y'all. So
thank you. Tell her we appreciate it, man.
John's mom said it's enough basketball. I'm sorry.
Right. It's football season.
It's football season.
Fuck you mean?
Right.
This is America, ain't it?
All right. Well, Tyler has long said that the best job in America is to be a fired coach, and the job market is booming for fired coaches. It's feeling like the end of an era with Bill Belichick and Nick Saban have retired. Pete Carroll's been fired. Mike Vrabel, a bunch of other people that less people care about were fired as well. But ladies, how are y'all feeling? This just feels like one of those seasons where it's like, we're going to wake up next August and it's going to be sort of a new era, right?
Yeah, I feel like I need a spreadsheet to keep up. It's a lot of vacancies. And not enough people that you can kind of, in your head, like switch around. This person goes here, this person goes here. Because Belichick, I'm not sure what is happening. I don't know, it may be one of those back office roles. Pete Carroll, we already saw that they said he's going to stay on in an administrative role. So I'm not sure what we're going to do here. But it's definitely very strange. Red Monday, or what is it called? Bloody Monday?
Key card Monday in the 2020s. Yeah. Well, that motherfucking key card ain't working when you pop up.
How about it? How about deactivation Monday is what we like.
Right. It's just interesting, right? Because I feel like all three of these coaches are just, so connected, right? Like I feel like Pete Carroll was the college coach of the 2000s. Then he came and made the Seahawks the Super Bowl champ. Of course, Saban's the greatest college coach of all time. He had his run during the 2010s, early part of this decade as well. Then you got Bill Belichick, who's the greatest NFL coach of all time, right? And all these dudes are like early 70s. They're youthful as hell. Like, you don't look at these dudes and see 70-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like, Pete Carroll goes out there and runs bootlegs in practice. You know what I'm saying? Under center and shit, right? But it's just very interesting to me how we've just got like just this huge changing of the guard in just like a 12-hour period, bro. We've never seen anything like this.
Me either. And it's like, I believe a quarter of the league has vacancies. I believe it's 8. Don't count me on that, but I think it's 8 vacancies, which is a hell of a lot of vacancies. And it's crazy because I can remember back in the day, you could probably ask me to name majority of the coaches because it felt like that they were around longer, right? And I could tell you, each coach for each team. I can't do that anymore, man. Like, they already talking about, for example, Nick Sirianni literally was in the Super Bowl 11 months ago. And now we're having a conversation about, do you even keep Nick Sirianni? Like, it's such a carousel nowadays. Like, nobody gets an opportunity to like develop or, stick around. And the dude literally just had his team in the Super Bowl. And it wasn't like that they like got blown out. It was a close game. So I just have no idea who anybody is anymore. All I know is that it's Mike Tomlin, it's John Harbaugh, and then I don't know who else is around at this point. Who the fuck else is still there?
I think that was something Bomani said when he was on the show, was like, it doesn't, like when we were growing up, coaches really loomed large in your imagination. You were like, this coach versus this coach. And because of the, yeah, right, 100%. Like, this, and their styles were so different and everything. And now it does feel like between, I agree with you, the shorter term is a big part of it because they change jobs so much more rapidly. But also just culturally, it's just the way he put it. He was like, all the coaches now in college and the NFL look like they came straight out of an HR training. Like, it's just like they all wear the same fucking pants. They all wear the same fucking polo shirt. They all say the same thing. And so, when he was bringing this up about Deion Sanders, he's not a Deion Sanders fan, but he's like, it's at least a coach that does something in your imagination. You could hate him, you could love him, but he has a personality. And yeah, like that's kind of how I feel about it. It's, I'm a fan of a couple other coaches. Like I like Mike McDaniel and Kyle Shanahan, but like, they had that fight between the Falcons and the Saints coaches who were yelling at each other, and I was like, this just looks like a Whole Foods shopping cart mishap. You know what I mean? Like,
except for the black dude that was in the back that was like something ass
Yeah,
nigga. Whatever
he did that, but with the drive-by bitch ass motherfucker just kept it moving.
Yeah.
That was John at the Whole Foods seeing the two white guys.
He the one that had all the personality. He had nothing to do with it. He just drove by and started just.
Right. He had to get his issue. That's all. You know what I mean?
But yeah, it's something to be said for that about how job security has just kind of decreased over the years, right? Because this big three that we had retire, we saw how Pete Carroll was the king at USC for all those years, super job security there. He left when he knew that those fucking investigations were coming, right? He was the Seattle coach there for 14 years.
Harbaugh next.
Yeah, right. And then of course we had Nick Saban, most job security of any fucking coach in sports, period. You know what I mean? And then we had Belichick, who after Brady left, shit got shaky, but he still was there 25 fucking years. So we're in this era now where there's just no job security. Like Mike Tomlin is the only one I would be surprised if they got fired him. And even then, like that fan base wants him gone, and I will never fucking understand that. But it's just job security is just not a thing of the present anymore. It's a thing of the past right now.
What is the administrative position stuff you're talking about? Like,
how
does that look for a former coach? Yeah, they're just paying Pete Carroll and Belichick to still be around.
Belichick ain't gonna be in New England. Belichick wants to coach. Okay. He's probably gonna be in Atlanta or the Commanders or some weak shit like that. I think I would hit the dusty trail before I ever went from fucking being the greatest coach of all time with the greatest dynasty to coaching the fucking Commanders. Yeah, are you kidding me?
Projects? Fuck out of here, man.
But I don't know. Yeah, they're saying Pete Carroll wants to be in. You're gonna have a consultant role with that franchise. Bill Belichick's still looking to be a head coach, and Saban's just about done.
Was Pete Carroll ready to go, or did he really get let go? Or was that just more like, I'm 72, my nigga?
He didn't sound like he was ready to go.
Okay.
Oh, he didn't sound like.
He didn't. He sounded like it was like a hey, kind of like a we're eliminating your position.
Oh, okay.
Right.
We still want you around. We really like you, but you know what I mean? Yeah.
An article came out about Nick Saban not too long ago, which he says that he still plans to stick by, help Alabama with the transition. He came to work the next day at the same time, like nothing happened. He's still talking to everybody. So it seems like, and also in the article, that man said he's tired. He said, I'm tired. He said, this is stressful. I don't feel the same way that I did 10 years ago. And then if you remember, there was a soundbite of he and Kirby Smart before the SEC championship when he said, I'm too old for this.
The Danny Glover. Yeah, once you start rolling out the Lethal Weapon quotes.
He was like, you a good coach. He said, I'm too old for this out here. So it seems like he's like, I want to go to sleep at night and not have to worry about winning the national championship and then recruiting the next day, So I think that, it sounds like he's going to have probably a very big say-so in the next coach. So that should be for you. And he's going to help them along with their transition process. And they also need him because you want to try to retain some of those recruits. We saw hit the road yesterday, but we haven't seen anything else since. So, it'll be interesting to watch. I don't think people like that, like a Nick Saban and a Bill Belichick, I don't think that they actually can walk completely away. I don't think that it kind of be like, well, if I wasn't doing this, what am I doing?
Y'all know the story of George Allen at Long Beach State coaching football? So he won Super Bowl with Washington. I mean, he was a top level Super Bowl winning coach and everything. He retired, and it's exactly what you said. It was like he sat around for, I think, 3 weeks, and then he was like, I want to get back into coaching immediately. And no one, I mean, he was really old. No one wanted to take him. He ended up taking a job at Long Beach State. He was basically the last football coach there. And it was a big deal that they were 6-5 because he had never had an under 500 season or something. But this dude was coaching in the Super Bowl like a couple years prior and was coaching at Vets, our football stadium here, which is on the junior college campus. Just like, I need to be out there. I got to be out there. You know what I mean?
You can go from like football being part of your life, you know what I'm saying, to retiring. But when it's your life, like a Nick Saban, a Pete Carroll, like, when your whole foundation of life is built off of that, it's hard to give it up. So I can understand that. We're like, what I've spent my whole life doing this. This is my life now at this point. How do I stop coaching? You know what I mean? How do I stop at least being a part of the game?
And it goes with the players too, because they've been through it since Little League. You know what I'm saying? How do you stop playing? And that's why you see guys like Tom Brady put their whole personal lives in jeopardy because he like, well, this is all I know, babe. I don't know.
Football is his personality. Like you said, don't let, like, that is your personality. That is your life. That is everything to you. There's some people that play the sport. There's some people that live the sport. And those guys live the sport. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I have it on good authority that Nick Saban, they just got Damani Jackson from USC. Nick Saban took that meeting on Monday this week, brought him into the office, shook his hand, sealed the deal, got him to sign. I mean, he was like 2 days before he retired. He was like, let's make sure we get everyone signed with Alabama. Like, you imagine us if we do this podcast for another 30 years. Can you imagine how little of a fuck we're gonna give on the next to last episode?
With that amount of money, we gonna just log on and just stare at the camera, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Do our taxes on camera.
Exactly.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
You're equivalent to 2 weeks. You know when you put them 2 weeks in, you just stop giving them fuck. You
just start breathing different. Yeah,
watching Netflix. Just flipping your nails.
Right, like responding to the emails you want to respond to. Right?
Letting the phone ring. You know what I mean? Fuck none of that. I
hope someone answers it. All right, we're gonna go through. Good luck. We're gonna go through game by game this weekend. We've got ladies. I'm still not used to this super wild card shit. It's still one extra team in the playoffs than it should be to me, and it's still one more week of football in the regular season that should be in my head. The 9-8 thing I've not wrapped my head around yet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That math always looks weird.
Right.
Math don't be math in there. I get it.
No, my brain formed and calcified like 15, 20 years ago, and it's just like just throwing rocks at concrete. You know what I mean? It's just bouncing right off. Anyway, we have 6 games, not 4 games on Wild Card Weekend, which I know has been the case for long enough. I should be used to it. But 2 games on Saturday. Let's start with Browns-Texans, since this is the NFL equivalent of the NBA TV playoff game. They're just kind of sneaking Browns-Texans in on Saturday afternoon, right?
Yeah, I feel like that's like the matchup of like the feel good stories of the season, right? Like you had Mufasa DeMeco Ryan, our boy,
crazy,
right, who should be a fucking unanimous Coach of the Year this season, right? You have C.J. Stroud, who is just like Houston got them one with that kid, and this to me feels like the life after the Nasty Man Bowl, right? Like all of them were like cut ties with Deshaun Watson, and look what you get a playoff spot, right? But yeah, I just think Houston got the hot hand right now. I'm going with the better coach, the better quarterback, and the home field advantage. So I got the Texans winning this one.
I agree.
I got the Browns.
I got the Browns too.
They don't have a good run defense. I watched Jonathan Taylor just put a clinic on that run defense. Now his old ass is going to turn it over. That's what the fuck they gonna do. But their defense is so good that they can make up for his mistakes, and that's my concern. And like you said, this is definitely a good storyline because it's the rookie versus the old Kanega. You know what I'm saying? Joe was out there.
The old white naysayer, yeah.
You know, Joe was watching. He was eating Thanksgiving dinner with them fucking kids. And I know them kids was annoying as shit. And finally somebody called and was like, hey, you busy? Because we nasty man is out. And we can't work with these other two niggas. So,
I think the other thing I would say is, you know, rookie quarterback, first year in the playoffs, that's always always tough, even on a Saturday at noon. And then you couple that with, you mentioned Flacco, but also I just think that whole Browns team, the AFC North was the first division with every team had a winning record in, 61
years. It's
50
like 50 years. Yeah.
So I think the Browns, you know, I think to me, when you look at the team, the way it always works in the NFL, someone gets hot, right? Some team gels together, they get hot. The Browns are kind of my sleeper team a little bit for that. I could see that happening. But the Texans, it's like the Texans lose the Saturday playoff game, man. That is one of the few traditions we still have in NFL football.
Bright and early at 2 in the afternoon, the Houston Texans are done, buddy. A proud tradition. Hell yeah.
All right. On Saturday night, I guess we all got a pirate Peacock to watch, which I'm disgusted by because this is a game I'm most excited about for the whole weekend. But Chiefs hosting the Dolphins in weather that they are saying now could have a wind chill of 30 degrees below zero. Sheesh. For two high-powered offenses. Very excited about this. Ladies, who do you think wins this game? And don't you love crazy weather playoff football games? That's just like, I don't know. I love that shit.
That's the best, especially when you're in your nice, cozy, warm house watching these motherfuckers out there in -8 degree weather. Yeah.
The Dolphins, I'm calling in sick on that day.
Going from Miami to that's wild.
Hey, man. Listen, Tyreek been gone because remember, Tyreek goes back to Kansas City, right? Yes. So this is his game. He been 2 years removed. He been in Miami for 2 seasons. He ain't gonna be remembering that shit. He gonna forget just like everybody else how cold it is, and he gonna fold like a baby out there. I pray that Jalen Waddle, you know, he got a high ankle sprain. I don't care what they put in that man ankle. I don't care if it's vibranium. When that negative weather hit, that thing gonna be crippled up.
Yeah, bone chilling, literally.
So the Finns gonna freeze their asses off, and they gotta go home. That's how I see that.
And Tyreek got that bad foot, his foot or his ankle or what? And when that cold air hit that ankle, he gonna be like, "Hey man, take me out."
I like they're trying to inject him with Toradol and the needles it's just frozen. It's like the Toradol is frozen solid. It's like it's nothing we could do for you fellas. I'm sorry, you gotta gut it out today.
Dog, like I've told y'all so many times, my favorite thing about that fucking Michael Irvin tweet, when we played in that cold weather, we was cold tweet, right? Bro. Right? Because I'm like, thank you, bro. Like so many football players say, the adrenaline's pumping, you don't feel shit. Mike was like, no, motherfucker, we were cold. Like, there's no way the adrenaline can, fucking pump you past -8 degree weather, bro. I ain't buying it. But for this game, like I feel like this game is like the lowered expectations bowl. You know what I'm saying? If this was to be a bowl game, because we probably thought this was like the AFC Championship at the top of the season, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But fucking the Dolphins have proven they just can't beat a team worth a damn. Lamar Jackson balled the fuck out on them. Had the best game of his career, just about. The most quarterbacky game of his career at least. And then
that was
right.
Blackie moment.
Quarter Blackie. But yeah, so we found out that the Dolphins got some shit where they struggle against good teams. We saw Pat Mahomes wide receiver core, like this motherfucker's out there throwing to Jamie Lannister and shit, and like and like the butler from Scary Movie, the grab my good hand motherfucker, bro. And it's like, but yeah, I'm going with the home field. I still think Pat Mahomes is the best football player on the planet, even with all the shit he has to work with this season. So I'm going with the Chiefs on this one.
I'm going with the Dolphins. I do think there's gonna be a moment where we're watching the game going, these beautiful teal fucking uniforms do not belong in 30 like this. They should be in 80 degree weather. I think that will happen, but I really like Mike McDaniel, and I think that he's one of those dudes. Like I'm excited to see him. Like he's had this matchup looking at the standings in mind for a couple weeks. I'm excited to see what he does, and every time I've watched the Chiefs this year, they stink. I just I don't see it. So there's some issues that you could solve in the playoffs, and not having any receivers capable of catching the ball is a real good way to neutralize an all-time quarterback.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
That'll do it.
I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. Were all three? Everyone else was on the Chiefs.
I'm on the Chiefs.
I'm on the Chiefs.
Okay. We go to Sunday. We're opening up with man. You want to talk about the lowered expectations bowl? Steelers Bills. The Steelers, Steelers fans that are furious at their coach. Who set an NFL record for most winning seasons in a row, and the Bills fans who thought they were going to be the Super Bowl favorites, and obviously have had a very different season than that. So, ladies, y'all first. How do y'all see that game shaking out?
Go ahead, Chelsea.
Oh no, you make me go first. I'm thinking.
All right, cool. I go. They don't have TJ Watt, so next.
Yeah, that's big.
Okay.
I am not interested. So, Chelsea and I do this thing on Gridiron Gals podcast called To Be Game of the Week, where we pick a game where we just not interested in it, like it belongs on
To Be Game of the Week.
This is my To Be Game of the Week, okay?
With a lesser Epps cousin playing Mike Tomlin, and yeah, for sure.
Marcus Epps as Mike Tomlin. Yeah. This is, I don't know. I feel like I feel like this shit could go either way, because like both these teams are hot as hell right now, right? Steelers won 3 straight, I think. Bills won 5 straight. After being like 6-6 to start the season, but that's the fucking Josh Allen experiment, right? The fucking roller coaster shit there. But yeah, I just think no TJ Watt. Y'all are in Buffalo. Mason Rudolph might have to outplay Josh Allen. That's a lot to ask for right there, so.
Are we not certain that Mason Rudolph doesn't have a court date coming from his January 6th?
Hey,
Trump,
by the way. That's a Jimmy Kimmel type joke.
Trump. You better be careful. Trump is trying to get Mason Rudolph immunity as we speak. So, okay, I'm on the Bills. So are we unanimous on the Bills?
Yeah,
Charles, you got the Bills. All right, bet.
And even if when Josh Allen turns the ball over,
oh yeah, it's gonna happen.
Steelers capitalize on that. He's gonna turn.
He better turn it. Yeah, they better return it for a touchdown.
I will say this though: they're 10-point underdogs. I do think that's egregious.
Yeah, that's wild.
Not.
I didn't know that. And Mike Tomlin has like a crazy. He's like the best coach of all time as an underdog, isn't he? Like I think he has more underdog. So okay, I'm still on the Bills, but we'll see. Okay, we have a game. I know Chelsea's a Cowboys fan, and 3 of us on this podcast have our teams in the playoffs. Rita and I are both, we don't have any football to watch this week because our team's got the bye. But Chelsea, the Cowboys are playing on Wild Card Weekend against the Packers. What do you think about that game? And what kind of a football? Are you nervous right now, or are you talking shit? Like, how do you feel right now?
I've been nervous since September.
You just know the day is coming when you'll have to mute Tyler for a week. Like, it's coming.
The most anxiety-inducing team of all time. Are you kidding me? Am I nervous? I'm always game that I'm nervous when we're blowing somebody out. I'm always nervous. Y'all listen. Y'all know I never pick against them because that's the voodoo, juju, hoodoo, and all of that, right? But we are 16-0 at home. Young team, young Green Bay team, young quarterback who has been playing very, very well.
Yeah, love a baller.
He got a lot of flack in the beginning, and I think it was because he was up against Mr. Tinfoil Hat. But give him a lot more respect.
The man in the woods.
But I do believe the Cowboys should be able to handle this at home. Those people are loud. At first, the Cowboys games when they first opened that stadium, they used to be real bougie and very, dynasty Falcon crest. We just toot. But baby, this thing is loud in there now because my ears are ringing. So I hope that they are able to get it done. But am I nervous? Absolutely. Will I be inconsolably drunk the whole time? Probably.
I have the Cowboys too. I agree. I totally agree with you. Tyler, Rita, what do y'all think about that one?
You go ahead, Rita.
I mean, look, Mike McCarthy could get some, get back on his old team. I like Jordan Love and what the Packers do. They just too young. They too young for me. Mm. So, they're a little underaged. I'm gonna go with the seasoned over there on the other side. So I'm going with the Cowboys.
Tyler, is this the hilarious Cowboys collapse, or are they delaying it by another week or two?
Yeah, they're delaying it. I'm going Cowboys here too. I just think that they are rolling right about now, right? As much as I am a Cowboys hater, I cannot deny that. Fucking Dak is looking incredible. CD Lamb, goddamn, biggest contract for a wide receiver ever coming up for that young man this summer. Yep. And you're just gonna need a little bit more than Mr. Simone Biles over top to stop that man. So I'm going with the Cowboys on this one.
I can't wait to get this soundbite and keep playing it over and over. And every time I see you say something, I'm gonna just say, I'm just going with the Cowboys right now. I'm just going with the Cowboys.
You fucking got me. God damn it. Well, I'm gonna be quote tweeting that shit like AI, fake news. Hell no.
What do you do? Time for me to mute time.
It's coming up. It's coming up. It might not be this weekend.
It won't be this week though.
All right. Last game, Sunday night game, Rams-Lions. Last game on Sunday, I should say. Rams-Lions. The Matt Stafford Bowl. I don't know. I really could go either way on this game. What do y'all think?
I love this, man. This is my favorite game of the week, right? Because all of the shit that's around it. They both got switched to each other's teams. One dude went to the Super Bowl but lost. The other dude went to the Super Bowl but won. Jared Goff said he's still thinking about that shit. I don't blame him. Don't nobody like rejection like that. So you always want to style on your ex. That's what's going to happen. The problem is I don't think that they'll have Laporta. And if they don't, then that's problematic. Also problematic is Puka Nacua. That's a nasty man. And I don't mean Deshaun Watson nasty. I mean football nasty. So I think he's top 5 in receiving yards. The dude is only a rookie. I had the Rams as my dark horse for the NFC, period. So
me too.
Sorry, Detroit. Y'all out. It was nice, though. Wow. Very nice storyline.
Okay. Chelsea, Tyler.
I agree with that, although I would really like the Lions to beat the Rams.
Me too. Same.
They're way too prepared they are way too prepared to go deep into the playoffs. I'm not feeling that. Lions, hey, get it together.
Imagine in 2016 if someone told you that in 2024 you will be looking forward to a playoff game that features Matt Stafford versus Jared Goff. I just do not know how the fuck we got here, but I'm for sure. Yeah, I'm leaning Rams here. I still think that McVay, Stafford connection there, Super Bowl winning connection there. I think they still got maybe another run in them.
I thought I was gonna be alone on the Rams, but I had the Rams too on the same reason I had the Browns. That just feels like the team to me that kind of put it together at the end of the season. Their seeding's not good, but all you got to do is win 3 weeks in a row, and you're in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So
we love Coach Campbell. Coach Campbell funny as hell, but
yeah.
All right. We'll see the funny clips on Twitter or whatever. This ain't y'all time. So
yeah. John, I love you.
I love you too, man.
All right.
Yeah. I got a lot of laughs. I got a lot of laughs. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it. I'm not going to get up here and lie to these motherfuckers saying I know anything about this shit, bro. I tapped out week 5. You feel me? So
I respect it. Just wanted to say I love you.
I just wanted to hang with the cousins, man. I could, you know what I'm saying? That's all. You feel me?
Yes.
That's all.
We got the last game, the Monday night wild card game, Eagles and Bucks. This Eagles team is like a historic shit show. I cannot remember. The Niners got Big Dom off the sideline, and all of the Italian swagger from the Eagles has just drained out the bottom of the stadium. Because they haven't won since then, right? I mean, they lost to the Cardinal. They lost to fucking everybody.
They lost 5 out of 6. They lost 5 out of the last 6, yeah.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, the Niners did punk the shit out of the Eagles, but taking your fat Italian dude off the sideline should not have made you go 1-5. That's crazy. I don't know. Do they bounce back, or do the Bucs coming out of the worst division take them down?
Yeah, I think I changed my mind on this. I think this is the 2B game of the week. I forgot about this game. Completely forgot about this game, dog. You got the Eagles over here who on paper is talented, but their defense is doo-doo. They want to fire their head coach. You know, they don't look like they having fun out there no more. Oh, it's not fun no more. Okay, well, and then you got the Bucs where I don't know what Baker Mayfield is going to show up. Is Oklahoma Baker Mayfield going to show up? Is Cleveland Brown Baker Mayfield going to show up? I don't know which Baker Mayfield is going to show up. So I'm actually kind of bored by this matchup because it feels like I can make a case for either team, right?
But neither outcome is exciting. It's like the game you're describing in either direction is not fun to watch. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, like I don't even think this is like, and I know they got guys, right, that you're interested in seeing. Like they got Mike Evans over there, you got Jalen Hurts over here, but it just doesn't feel like it's going to be a good football game to watch. That being said, Philly is the more talented team. They're going to push their ass to the divisional round and then lose. That's what's going to happen.
I'm actually picking the Bucs on this one.
Ooh.
Please get out of my face. I picked them enough, and
is this your Cowboys bias coming out, or you truly think the Bucs are gonna win?
Like I said on the podcast, it's not even fun to pick on them anymore. Because like, what the hell are we watching on TV? Y'all are screwing up on all sides of the ball. I'm just gonna pick Tampa Bay on this one, and maybe me picking Tampa Bay means Philly will actually win.
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles on the talent level, but the Bucs are better than the Cardinals. Like, you know, so I don't know. Okay, well, we got one on the Bucs. Tyler, you got Eagles?
Yeah, I'm going with Eagles. It pains me to say again, you know. I don't think I'll be able to be my fully formed hater this playoff weekend, unfortunately.
But it could be very special for
very
you
soon.
if the
I
Eagles and the Cowboys
coming up. Yes.
There's a world where the Warriors implode and the Eagles and Cowboys get eliminated in the playoffs within like 48 hours. You know, that could be a very special weekend for you, bro.
Hey, man, what happened in that game last night? I turned on the game for, I guess, the final minute, and I looked at the score, and I clutched my pearls. I said, what the fuck is this? 141 to 10 something.
106, yeah, I think.
What the fuck?
135, something like that. Got my man confused on it.
Draymond can't fix that. I don't think Draymond can fix that.
They had Steph motherfucking Curry in the post game saying changes need to be made to this roster. We ain't never seen no shit like that, dog. Never. Yeah.
He said the feet are not living up to the expectations in the locker room. Right?
The agony of defeat.
The agony of defeat. John, did you see Zach put up a tweet? He said, put up a tweet. Jesus Christ. Zach tweeted that he said they said everyone except Steph is on the table, and it was just a table with like 90 bags of trash piled on top of it.
Oh no!
Like juice leaking out the side and shit.
Oh no!
Was it a banger? Did it do numbers?
I don't know. I saw it right after.
I will make sure it does numbers. I will do my duty.
Right.
The one-man economic recovery plan.
The one-man stimulus package. Dragonfly Jones.
That's a fact, man. Tyler will retweet you and fuck your whole day up, bro. You're like, I didn't even know these type of people could use smartphones.
I'm about to start sending Tyler $5 so he can start retweeting the Gridiron Gals podcast.
Nah. I got y'all for the free ski. You already know.
It does get you in some stuff because
you will.
Samoans after
the Samoans.
Because
that bullshit. Yeah,
what happened?
Yeah.
Post players, and he never said that Samoans are not good players. I don't know how that came into it. You made a comment about the West, basically like the West Coast players versus like those.
Oh yeah.
Players. And I don't know how. And then somebody came to me and said, "You told this girl that she didn't look like she was Samoan." I was like, "Me?"
That's why Tyler and I talked about that topic on the podcast.
And everything that you said was true. Everything that you said was true. They do be out there eating snacks and yogurt and parfaits.
Eating quinoa instead of grits. That's the fundamental problem there that needs to be addressed if they want to take over college football.
Grits with fried fat back.
Right?
They don't know nothing about that fat bag.
Nothing about it.
Trample. They don't know nothing about that. Nothing. You was right, friend.
Trying to get me fucked up with the Usos, bro. I'm not going.
And we can't help you, bro.
Yeah,
we can't help you if that happens.
My whole thing was, I said the West Coast is not known for putting out, the big boys on the O-line. And then this person came back to me, well, what about Samoans? I said, you said Samoans. I said West Coast kids. Like they're from Samoa, bro. Like, it's kind of a difference there. You feel me? But
it's a lot of Samoans on the West Coast who've been very successful offensive linemen. It's not a large population. You know what I mean? So I have nothing but obviously well documented love and respect for the Polynesian community in Southern California and along the Pacific Rim. So
had to make sure to say all of that too, right?
Was that a disclaimer?
That's a real mafia. That's a real mafia, and I'm in very good with all of them, and I'm not planning on going anywhere. So I said, hey, having Samoan friends in Southern California is like having Tyler as a friend on the internet. If anyone's picking on you a little too much, you know what I mean? You can tilt that table the other direction real quick. So I'm not trying to fuck any of that up. All right, before we get out of here, let's do Super Bowl predictions. As I mentioned, Rita, a Ravens fan, they got the 1 seed in the bye. Niners, I'm a Niner fan, got the 1 seed in the bye. It never works out that it's the Super Bowl you want with the 2 best teams in the 1 seed. It never works out. Is that happening this year, or I want to go around the table? John, you do it too. I want Super Bowl predictions from just for fun. And actually, and I think we've all experienced this. You're probably more likely to get it right because you haven't been watching this shit 100%. All right, Super Bowl predictions. Rita, you go first.
I think this is the year that they finally get it right. I think this is the year. I think I don't know who the Ravens play in the AFC Championship. I haven't figured that out yet, but I think Dallas and San Fran plays in the NFC Championship. Sorry, Tyler. Because that means that's another week you got to be like, I can't. I have to keep it in my drafts. But, San Fran at home and Dallas on the road to me is problematic. So I think that the Ravens and the 49ers find their way to Las Vegas. I got to pick a winner. I don't want to do that.
No. Just picking the Super Bowl is fine.
I'm gonna just pick a winner.
Yeah. Okay. John only wants to name 1 football team, but we'll have you. Maybe we
only got 1 football team. Maybe you can't get 2 out, bro.
Maybe we can have you guys back on Super Bowl week, and we can do. Yeah, for sure. But not Niners, Ravens, okay, for sure. Chelsea, who you got?
Upset. Like, what? I have to think past this week. So I got the Ravens on the AFC side, and I agree. It is either the 49ers or the Cowboys on the other side. And that's as far as I am willing to go.
I respect that. I understand where you're coming from on that, for sure. Tyler, who you think?
Yeah, I'm falling in line, going 49ers Ravens here too. That's where I think the Ravens are just gonna, bro, like the AFC is gonna be food for them. I think the Niners are gonna have a bit more of a fight making their way out of the NFC, but yeah, I think those 2 are the teams that go to the Super Bowl.
All right, John.
You want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead, John.
The Ravens to win the championship.
All right, John said it, so I'm gonna make it. No. It's gotta look. It gotta happen.
I think it's time, bro. Like, and I was a Dolphins fan at first. I think Dolphins are fun for the regular season. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time to handle business, it's Ravens. You feel me? So I think the Ravens gonna win. I think they're adults of those 2 teams.
Remember, guys, the Illuminati already chose the teams because they said that the colors was in the logo. Okay,
so what did the Illuminati say? I'm interested.
The Illuminati already picked it. They said because the logo is already out. The logo, now they just do the same logo and they change the colors, right?
Yeah.
So the colors this year were red and purple.
Okay.
Same. The Illuminati already picked it.
Yep.
Hey, that's a fun ass conspiracy theory because the shit checks out for years.
For real.
Really does, though. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, so this is really interesting because I said when we started this segment, we know it never works out that it's the 1 seed versus the 1 seed. I also have the Niners Ravens, and so but all of 5 of us nodded yes when I said, oh, it's never the 1 seed versus the 1 seed. But it does feel like there's separation on both sides. I just, You know, like Brock Purdy could come out and throw 3 interceptions. Lamar Jackson could have a bad game in the playoffs. These are things that are like it's not difficult to imagine them happening, but I just agree. They both just seem so much better. Rita, I'm going to be honest with you. The Ravens really hurt my feelings with that Niners game on Christmas. That really fucked my whole night up. Because I'm
sorry, friend. You know,
because I'm like Chelsea. I'm like, the Niners are up 28 points. I'm like, sheesh. 1 pick 6 away from this being a game, you know, like I don't relax until the game is completely over. But we had week after week. It's like, okay, I was really worried about the Cowboys game. I didn't want to hear it from Cowboys fans. They beat the shit out of the Cowboys. I was really worried about the Eagles game. They beat the shit out of the Eagles. So the Ravens game came, and my mistake was enjoying my Christmas instead of being nervous for the entire day. And so then we got fucking it was like painful to watch, you know, and like no one had done that to the Niners. So I don't know. I kind of want a rematch, and I'm also kind of like, maybe Lamar has a bad game on the way. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So I had
the opportunity to go to the game on Christmas. You know, I was very stylishly wearing my purple teddy coat. You know, people say 49ers fans are not nice people, but I got a lot of compliments that day. I don't know if it was because it was Christmas or not, but people were very nice to me. So shout out to y'all for being nice to me and liking. This one lady walked up to me and was like, fuck your team, but that coat is a nice coat. And I was like, thank you.
That sounds like a Niner fan. See, Niner fans, the most violence I see when I'm in a Niners game is between Niners fans. Like, it's, you know what I mean? It's not like going to, like, back when the Raiders were in Oakland or LA. It's not like that where you're like,
yeah.
You know, we used to, like, we did that one time where I had season tickets to the Chargers with my best friend. And we would go, anytime we went to the Raiders game, we would like, all right, you know, let's like put on your walk into the car clothes. You know what I mean? Like a gray plain jacket, a hat with no logo on it. You know what I mean? Just don't make eye contact. Walk in a straight line to the car. Fucking don't say anything to anybody. You know what I mean? We saw a guy get pulled out. This is in San Diego. We saw a Raiders fan pull a Charger fan out of his window because the dude rolled his window down while he was leaving to try and talk shit. He grabbed him by the shirt and pulled him out of the seatbelt so they could jump him.
That's impressive.
That is impressive.
One arm?
My visuals is going crazy right now.
Right. How did it, like, the physics of it doesn't make sense. Like, through the car, through the seatbelt, that's crazy as hell.
Up and out.
Up and
like
out.
he'd done it before. Like he was shelling and, you know.
The technique.
Like he was husking corn, you know.
Has Purdy been good enough where y'all don't think he'll nut up in the Super Bowl? Like, I know they talk about MVP. I've been seeing that type shit, but like, you know,
Tyler and I disagree. I'm curious for Chelsea and Rita's opinion of Brock Purdy. I just got my first new football jersey in like 10 years. My wife got me a Brock Purdy jersey because that's how.
Oh, so you a Purdy fan like that? But at first you were kind of nervous about Purdy, weren't you?
No, his first interview, because, you know, he was the last pick in the draft last year, right?
Yeah.
And I fuck with that story for sure. But he came in his first game. I'm for sure like an old Republican man when it comes to quarterbacks. I'm like, I'm going to make eye contact with him on his first interview. And I could see.
You're going to look into his soul real quick.
Is he the guy or is he not the guy? And his first interview, he was like, I'm not surprised. Like, I just loved everything about, like, he didn't want anything to do with the storyline. He's like, I didn't rate myself the last quarterback in the last player in the draft. That's cool if everyone else is surprised. I'm not surprised at all.
That's their business, not mine. You feel me?
Yeah. And he's had a great year. Yeah, a horrible night against the Ravens, but he set the 49ers record in 16 games, not 17, for passing yards, touchdowns, all that shit. We've obviously had some decent quarterbacks. So I fuck with him. I couldn't really disagree with anything Tyler was saying about him. Obviously, he's got great skill players and system, and maybe one of the best offensive linemen of all time around him. But I'm curious, Chelsea and Rita, as more or less unbiased football fans, like what do you think? Is he going to break my heart this playoffs, or do we have a guy?
I like Brock Purdy. I think that he's a game manager? Yes, but I don't think there's anything wrong with being a game manager. Like, and I'm glad Cam came back and clarified, like, just because I said, like, I think y'all are trying to make me saying that that's a bad thing, right? It's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you need elite talent around you, right? But you still got to make certain types of decisions. And so I like Brock. And I think that what happened in the Ravens game, you know, is probably an anomaly in that sense. Like, there was there was some deflections in terms of passes. And, you know, so I mean it to say, I don't know if they were to play again, if he's going to get 4 interceptions is my point.
Yeah.
So, but I think, look, Jimmy, they had Jimmy G. He doing the same shit that Jimmy G doing, but he's better than Jimmy G, which is weird. You know what I'm saying? So I like Brock. I mean, I think he's a very efficient quarterback. I don't know what this means for him. You know, had he stayed healthy in that NFC Championship game last year, I do think that they advance. I think that they go to the Super Bowl. So it will be interesting to see how it plays out this year, obviously, if he can stay healthy. But it's cool.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think just like, nothing wrong with the game manager. Sometimes that's really all you need. You don't need anybody trying to stunt and do too much. Work within work within what you got. And what do you need to do when you got Debo and Christian McCaffrey and, like you said, the best offensive lineman in football with Trent Williams. So it's, and then also sometimes people just have bad games and there's nothing to it. It just wasn't your day. It could be players, it could be the team. Sometimes not your day. And that's not an indictment of who you are as a player or as a team. It just ain't your day. Anybody can be beat on any day, any given Sunday.
Big fact.
You more confident in Lamar or Purdy in the Super Bowl?
Now, that's the different conversation.
I'm more confident in Lamar in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
But
Lamar has a more
bigger role in the offense for sure.
He has a more extensive skill set for sure, in my opinion. Lamar can extend plays. Lamar can run the ball if ain't nothing there. I mean, Lamar does things that a lot of quarterbacks just, they're not athletically able to do. So
I mean, I think it's a real statistic that Lamar Jackson broke more tackles against the Niners than they had like previously in this season. Like he just is in a world of freakish athletes, he's on another level. And I would add about Cam Newton. I think like Tom Brady's a game manager next to Cam Newton. Like everyone's a game manager. He mentioned
Tom Brady too.
That's what I'm saying. But it's like who, if you're Cam Newton, everyone looks like a game manager because no one else looks like Cam Newton except Lamar Jackson.
Right. No one else has the scramble for 12 yards and make a read play in their fucking playbook like Cam had, right?
100%. But and I'm grateful. Like I don't necessarily disagree with some of the comments on Brock Purdy because I do think you could make some of the same comments about Tom Brady. And a guy who doesn't fuck up, who has a little bit of persona and swagger to him, that's not a bad thing at the quarterback position. I'm glad football has evolved from, and that 2000 Ravens team is my favorite non-49er football team of all time. But I'm glad that game managers have evolved from what it used to be 23 years ago to 4,200 yards, 30-something touchdowns, and it's still an exciting offense to watch, but you could be called a game manager. You know what I mean? Because we used to be sweating those 13-7 games out like.
And me
that
and
Barry Collins, Trent Dilfer Super Bowl, bro.
Oh God, please. And Chelsea and I said that on our podcast. Like, Cam is saying that because those dudes don't look like Cam. Cam is obviously catering to people that were doing what he was doing.
Right.
In the field. And that was the difference.
And what he really wanted to say is, ain't none of them better than me. Go ahead and say that. And let's not confuse everybody.
Right.
Now you got this feedback and everybody was like, what about this? What about this? And you're naming like the best quarterbacks in the league. You're naming people that are in MVP conversations and it's going to throw people off. Why don't you just say what it is? Ain't none of them as good as me. And I'll be like, facts.
Right. Yeah.
We need more athletes to do that. Here are the guys who I'm better than. Such and such. Here are the guys who I'm not better than. Such and such and such and such. I would love that.
You're trying to get Cam fucked up out here on the internet street. That's what you're trying to do.
He's got the protection of those fancy hats. No one's going to touch Cam Newton, all right, ladies, thank you so much for hopping on with us. I hope you enjoy the weekend. I hope it's great games. Hope we all get to watch some great football this weekend, and we'll for sure have to have you guys back for the Super Bowl preview. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Bye, cousins.
Bye, cousins.